We're live, Dr. Art.
Oh, we hit it. We just out of the blue. We're here. We're AI tonight.
Just when you least expect it, boom, we're live. All right, so we missed last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Thursday. So it's like it's been a long time. Do you remember how to do this?
We could try.
All right, let's give it a shot. I got to turn up. How do I turn your volume up? Because I can barely hear you. I want to mute you. Edit mic setting. Wait.
Well, yeah, it said host has unmuted your mic. So is that better?
Not really. I think it's just the volume. Oh, wait here. I can just turn up the speaker.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. All right. So who do we got in the house here?
We got a lot of Mexican Spec and Joe K, Mark Sauvé, Barry Cuda.
Well, that's it. Patrick 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mark Sauvé is currently listening to a live with David Vizard.
David Vizard.
I wish I could be listening to that.
I'd listen to him. I can't. He looks too much like Count Chocolate for me to watch him.
He's a little difficult.
I respect him, but I can't watch him.
Paul comes over. The Death Lizard SS. No, that was a Cars Illustrated. Hey, Kat, do we have a copy of Cars Illustrated around here? Wait, so she sees it. Mexican Spec. Well, so if we're going to have a special guest today in the live, we're not special enough. You need more special than this.
We need the specialist has been notified. Whether he responds, I
don't. Do we have a copy of Cars Illustrated around here? Somebody brought up the Death Lizard, so I got to show them.
Cover photo. No?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see the cover photo. What cover photo do you use? No, how am I supposed to know?
Why not? Why have to look at them?
So I'm just an innocent bystander.
Don't you participate in what you're doing?
No, I don't.
No,
You threw all this stuff in.
No, this was a random request from a random viewer.
That's kind of loud, eh?
I couldn't hear him otherwise. Over all the barking. Is that the picture you used?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's from the. Shut up! That's from the back cover of Cars Illustrated magazine. So this was what year was this? 19...
Well, you got the Hawaiian shirt and like the big ducktail haircut.
Yeah. There was a period of my life I tried to like clean up a little bit. I guess that's 1986. Must be 1986. Yeah, 86. So yeah. So that's the actual editor, Cliff Gromer, who's disappeared into obscurity. Me with the Hawaiian shirt, and that's Jim Kosks, who was it was just one of those things. So anyway, the car there is the infamous Death Lizard SS, which was our staff vehicle at the time. We would take that and go to lunch. You had to be there. It was a special time, and that's me on the cover going faster than I was the first TPI Chevy in the 13s from the factory. So
that was an amazement at the time. A TPI Chevy to get the 13s.
Dude, I ran like a 1380 with that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Charlie Roma, Driveway Misfits, Bobby Z. Yeah.
340 Shorty 6-pack remembers that well, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's Charlie Roma. He was around in those days. Charlie, do you remember this? Yeah, Cars Illustrated was definitely more fun than a letter bomb. Yeah, take a question there, and I'll.
they're just no real questions yet. They're all just convincing about each other and stuff.
I want to find that ad.
Got Wesley like Cartoons, the magazine,
There it is.
subscriber.
This was our subscription ad.
Who is that?
I don't know, some random kid.
Just some kid.
You
Yeah.
set him up with a letter bomb. Letter bombs were the thing back then. People were blowing each other up with letter bombs, so we figured we would cash in on the the trend. Subscribe to Cars Illustrated magazine. Get that in the mail. More fun than a letter bomb.
Yeah. Chase Osmond.
I see that.
Yeah.
Dad's got a 50 Austin Healey 100. He's rebuilding the four-banger. Just installed the pistons again, and there's an increased resistance when turning the crank. When first is at top dead center. Redone it twice. So you got all four pistons in there, and it's only one. Number one is at top dead center. You're getting resistance. Is that right?
That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Dr. Art?
From here to where an Austin Healey might be, I don't know. Maybe something with the cap or the cam clearance or something, because it's got that, that kind of dead, kind of couple degrees where it's top dead before or right after. Yeah, the dwell is. Yeah, that's the appropriate technician word.
Yeah.
Maybe that's really hard to say from here. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when there's almost always, like I'm going to say 99% of the time, maybe I'm exaggerating, but most often when you have a problem as you're assembling an engine and one piston has more resistance. So I put a piston in and rotate. When I'm comfortable doing it, feels I add the second piston, rotate. Until you know exactly how it's going to feel. Usually when you have one that's tight, for whatever reason, you're going to find it's something in the oil ring. Like either the expander is overlapped, or sometimes the expander will have a locating tab in it, or it always has to do with, almost always has to do with the expander. So I would double check the gap on the rings, make sure that the rings are the correct, size, because you may have a oversized ring and a smaller bore, and that'll do it. The rings jam up. And if the ring gaps are right, scrutinize the oil ring, because that's really the only thing that I could think of that would do it.
Which sounds like something I've done also with those oil rings, or if they're reusing pistons and there's a little carbon in someone, and it's just,
Yeah, sometimes, exactly, he's right. Sometimes you get carbon and you miss a little chunk of carbon and it won't sit down in there. So in fact, I was saying bearing shell upside down or in backwards. That's kind of hard to miss. Let me see who else. Dan IT guy, check the bore size. Is there severe taper bore in that cylinder? Before you assembled it, did you check taper bore? And they did a whole video on how to do that with a feeler gauge and a ring, because that could be it too. Where you've got a lot of taper, bore taper, and it's the bore is wide at the bottom, narrow at the top, and when you get to the top, it's squishing everything down.
Yeah. And shout out to Danny IT guy. I haven't talked to him in a while, so.
Shout out to Danny IT guy. I have no idea who Danny IT guy is.
Oh yeah, he's from. It's probably been 2 years now. But a guy his name is Eric. He goes by Destroyer 1320, and he had what was called the meme show, and it was the most politically inappropriate live show on the internet where you could. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
And he had to shut it down for, I think he got in YouTube prison or something like that for it. But
the killjoys at YouTube.
Yeah, it's exactly like the best show. Yeah.
Chase, appreciate all the input. Well, dude, we do what we can. Honestly, we do what we can. We want to help you more than you want us to help you. Believe me. Fo Ryan says he got here 5 seconds ago and already learned something valuable. See, and it's free. It's completely free.
Yeah.
Sorry, fat guy. Is Artemis going to the moon or is it all AI? I say watch the conspiracy people over the next like 24 hours. I think I'm not gonna tell you what I think because I'm so far down the rabbit hole. Like if I actually spoke my mind on this shit, you guys would just click away, right? So I'll save that for myself. Well, watch the conspiracy people over the next like 12, 24 hours and see the stuff that pops up. I'm pretty
well,
sure.
And they're not even going to the moon. They're going around the moon. You know, like, hi, yay, you know.
Right. I think this is...
You know, it's going to be fun. They go around the moon, they get around the dark side of the moon, and the aliens shoot them down.
That would be cool. That would be fun.
And it's a big mystery for all of eternity.
You mean like... There's something gonna happen with this. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it's going to be, but there's going to be something. But in my way, in my way of thinking, part of it is them letting us know in no uncertain terms that nobody went to the moon 56 years ago, 57 years ago, almost 60 years ago.
Yeah, they're not even going to the moon. They're going around the moon.
Right, yeah, exactly. They're going to get a slingshot around the moon. And I don't even think that that's possible. But that's besides the point. We'll see what happens.
Slingshot around the moon when it's 1/6 the density of anything else. And yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Charlie, no, that wasn't Anthony. I think that was one of the advertising lady's kids, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember his name. But either way, he's middle-aged now. He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, India had a moon landing? Of course they did.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
We are going to the moon.
Zero in the house? Zero's in the house.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm scrolling back up here. Okay, Thunderbird. I think that's about it. It's slow tonight, Dr. Art.
It's so many people were disappointed last weekend. I think they're like,
they're done.
They both died.
I'm swearing these guys off for good now. I'm going to go listen to David Vizard. I mean, if he's been on for a while, he might have actually gotten a sentence out, which is important.
Yeah.
Curmudgeon likes the Death Lizard SS. Yes. Those were the days, man. Adam H., what's happening, brother? Here we go. Indisha Dogo. How do you adjust the valve lash on a new LA360 with shaft-mounted roller rockers and I almost had a stroke. Flat tappet lifters. Set them to zero lash and tighten down the lock nut. Let me read that one more time. How do you adjust the valve lash on a new LA360 with shaft-mounted roller rockers and hydraulic flat tappet lifters? Set the lash to zero, then tighten down the lock nut. Oh, I would zero lash them. I mean, you could go for a little preload. You could go for like a 5,000 preload. Factory is like 15,000, store 20,000. I don't know. Factory is a whole lot of preload because they don't ever want the thing to tick. We don't care. So I would go for 0 to like 5,000 preload. But that's just me. Dr. Art, how much preload would you go for?
Just enough.
Just enough.
Just
Exactly.
enough. Just enough to make it happy.
A scotch of
Yeah.
That's measurement we don't use anymore. A
Yeah.
scotch.
Don't ooga dooga. Just enough.
It's Kathy Bananas interrupting us.
Here comes Kathy Banana Show.
I have a message.
Oh, message.
Yeah.
A message.
Is it from the astronauts?
No.
Incoming message from the big giant head.
Okay, this is from Brian Metzler.
Brian Metzler, yes.
He sent you these photos.
He's important enough to interrupt our.
Yeah, he's on here.
Oh, Brian. Okay, he sent me these pictures.
Yeah.
Of.
Hang on.
Oh, he's got like a.
That LeBaron is nice. T-type LeBaron.
Okay, so
Well,
he
show
says-
the people
All right,
now.
I will. He says, if you want, he can send you a copy of the paperwork on the first T-top diplomat.
No, I
He doesn't need it.
I don't need it.
Here.
But we'll show the car. That's not a diplomat.
No.
That's a Cordova or a Charger.
Cordova, yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's not a diplomat. Well, it was a diplomat. Yes, that one.
Oh, yeah.
I
dad had
like
a
that car.
version of one of them. Yeah.
When I was in New
T-top?
York, my next door neighbor, whatever the hell her name was, had one of those.
That's it. Okay. Good? You good?
Yes, nice cars. Nice cars.
There you go.
That was LeBaron. Yeah.
Yeah. They had a question, PG-13, the Bill Hound Show.
Yes, let's go find him.
Oh, it's 7:15.
7:15. There it is.
Her name was Jeanette.
Jeanette! That's right, Jeanette. Okay. My windshield wiper stopped working. Should I just replace all the part, and how many parts are there 05 Ranger 2.3? Dr. Art, that's a question for you.
Right, yeah. Well, if it's, don't just jump on the wiper. It's probably the switch in the stock. Because all those Ford switches and stocks, they're all garbage. So I would check that first before you go putting the wiper. And it's just a wiper motor. It's just kunk. It's not tough.
If it stopped working on all speeds, first thing to check is the ground. How is the ground? Is it a strap on that, Dr. Art?
On an 05, I have no idea. I'd have to say I don't know.
Okay, all of the older cars, and 05 Ranger may or may not have it. The wiper motors are always rubber mounted, okay? You know, they do their thing. You can't really solid mount them. They're always mounted in rubber bushings. And there's always a ground strap that goes from the wire to the stud and then a nut, because you obviously can't ground it directly to the firewall. So there's always a ground strap, and those get dirty. And the wiper will work, or it won't work at all. Usually when it's a wiper switch that goes bad, let's say it's a multi-position switch, it'll stop working in the first 2 or 3 speeds, however many multi-speeds there are, but it'll work on high, right? But if you got nothing, like 0, it's probably the ground. Check on see how that wiper motor is grounded. Was that a good answer, Dr. Art?
Yes.
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 Um,
Do you know how much money I made on Mustangs and Thunderbirds and stuff? Oh, my brake lights don't work and my tail lights. Okay, come back in 20 minutes. You take that plastic piece off, you take the turn signal switch out, and you hit it with that electrical parts cleaner. two little nuts back in. Okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, replace your switch. All right. Have a nice day.
Back in the 90s, I was like the gee whiz computer mechanic, because on the Fords, they always had that pigtail that grounded the EEC system, and it was always next to the battery, and the connection would always get dirty.
Oh, yeah, it was like a bullet connector.
Yep.
Yeah, my car just, help me. Oh, I went over a railroad track and my car died. All right, open up your hood. See that black wire that goes nowhere? All right, find the other end.
Let's see.
While we're doing this, because I've been actually working on the El Camino this week because the black truck is done, and had some time. I took out that emission control computer device that ran the distributor and feedback on carburetor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Took out the whole harness, took that out, and I was about to throw it away. Then I'm like, let's see if anybody would want this. They're like $150 on eBay.
What?
I'm like, yeah, that crappy feedback computer out of 82 El Camino G body. Yeah, they're like $150 on eBay, and I'm like, oh, that's better than garbage where it was going. So, and I got the whole. It's got like this much harness on it too because I just.
The Holes has a question for us.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of electrical anomalies, have you guys ever messed around with the Power Probe? It is very impressive as another tool called the Load Probe. I myself have deliberately remained ignorant of the Power Probe. I've had them all to me. And I deliberately remain ignorant because if I myself cannot diagnose it with a test light and only a test light and reading the voltage by the dimness or the brightness of the bulb, I want to have nothing to do with it. But that's just me.
Oh, I love a Power Probe.
You love a Power Probe?
I love a Power Probe for back pinning connectors and getting into getting that little tip into a wire and then the lights come on. Oh, okay, here, great, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Tony's an unfan, so there you go.
Because I am the Amish. I remain this way, and I'm proud of it. Believe me, I'm proud of it. So yes, remaining ignorant of the use and everything of the Power Probe is one of the highlights of my life. I got to tell you.
Well, you would have had a conniption last weekend because I had to put in that stupid garage door opener, right? Which it itself was no big feat, right?
Okay.
But I wanted, because that door is a little heavier, so most of them are half horsepower. So I wanted a 3/4 horsepower garage door opener. It's $50 more, okay? But it comes with, you get the camera and this and it's Wi-Fi. None of that fucking shit works. You get a special app on your phone, doesn't fucking work. You call the people, doesn't fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. It's just bullshit. I don't care about it, but other people in the house are obsessed with going on their phone and looking at see if the garage door is closed. And I'm like, nah.
That's the thing. We can't do stuff for ourselves. You have to take into consideration the people around you. It's like the fan switch. You know what I mean? Like the fan went bad on the minivan. And I'm like, you put a switch in it and click. But I'm not the one who drives it. You have to take into consideration the people.
You have to make it automatic for those people concerned. Yes. Oh yeah, that was the entire. Just please shoot me Sunday. It's trying to hook up to a phone in this fucking garage door opener.
Wolfhard Man 1978. Do you know if there's any flow difference between the 44906 head or the 915 or performance in general? If there is any flow difference, it's minimal, and by the time you're done cleanup porting, and I don't mean like hog out of things out and going crazy, but just cleaning up little imperfections and smoothing and blending, there's no difference. There's no difference. The main difference is the combustion chamber. The 915 gives you a closed chamber, and the 906 is an open chamber. I'm sure there are other people who can actually recite the flow numbers. And if you have the flow numbers of those heads back to back stock, feel free to jump in there. But I don't think I think it's negligible.
Yep. And Dan, the IT guy, which we talked about earlier, he says, yes, you need an IT guy. Dan, you're right up in Kentucky. You're not that far away from Nashville. If you and Eric want to come down, I'll buy lunch. And you can hook up my garage door opener to my wife's phone, and the world will be happy.
Kathy Bananas is my IT person. So,
and usually it's like, okay, it should be, and thank you for the super chat. We'll get to you in a second, but I'm going to rant about this garage door opener for a little bit more. It should not be that difficult at this day and age. The things you should plug it in. It should go beep, hit the button, beep, okay, Wi-Fi activated, beep, on your phone, it's paired, beep, put in the password for your Wi-Fi to your garage door, beep, 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 beep. Sync complete. Congratulations. That simple. No. This is 2 hours of farting around and run upstairs, putting an extender in the freaking garage and Okay. Relic.
Relic
Thank
to
you for the super
Wreck.
chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Have you seen Technology Connections video? You are being misled about renewable energy technology. I have not seen it. I'd really love to hear your opinions. I think it would make a good boomer talk video. Beers on me tonight. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, just Relic, just a sentence of, just sum it up for me in a sentence, because I obviously can't stop what I'm doing right now. Go watch the video to comment on it. Just sum it up in a sentence, and I could probably gather enough to throw my opinion at it. Let's see.
A bunch of people I haven't seen for a while. The Metzler Classics and Shannon's here. Shannon's going to be. You'll see more Shannon on a video this weekend. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Coming up this weekend on Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab.
Yeah.
The only channel with those words in that order.
Yes.
Yes. Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab. And I'm sure one of our mods is going to put up a link to that channel of yours, Dr. Art.
That channel of mine that's been slowly collecting dust over the last week and a half or so. But that's okay.
Let's see. They use a lean burn computer, Buddy Carvano. They use a lean burn computer on Dr. Art's garage door. That's why it doesn't work.
Well, I know. I need to throw the carburetor and the distributor in the garbage and start over.
I had the electric garage door at my shop took a shit. But because something in the logic went nuts and it threw trouble codes. And the landlord came in, he's like, well, okay, I'll get a guy here to fix it. I'm like, no, just leave it. I'll lift the door by hand and I'll pull it closed with a rope and I'll be happy, because I'm just going to get used to hitting the button again, and then it's going to take a dump again, and then we're going to have to go, no, just
through this thing, and your rope will be stuck up in the rafter somewhere and you won't be able to pull it down. And it'll be raining, and yeah.
And right on cue, Zero puts up the link to Dr. Arts plus Baby Hippo Derby. Oh.
You haven't seen the Baby Hippo Derby?
I have not seen that. What is that?
Oh, okay. It's a Baby Hippo Derby.
Baby hippos crashing into each other?
Yes, it's crazy.
None of them get hurt or anything, right?
No. They have on helmets.
Oh, okay. Cool. Zero says that Mexican Spec got it first. There he is.
He did, but in considering what day it is, I think, yeah.
Okay, Mexican
Spec. Zero got the day appropriate response in there.
So Mexican Spec is saying it was the washer on the Ranger, not the wipers themselves.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. My reading comprehension is awful a bit sometimes.
It's in the garbage, yeah.
I have a dog in here with me?
Yeah, you got a good dog.
Molly, Jane, come up here. Say hello to the internet. Say hi to everybody. This right here, okay, is the 5th fastest border collie on Earth, according to the AKC. There's I don't know, like 100 dogs on the list currently, and she is number 5. Huh?
From 43 to 5th?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Her average right now is 28.85 miles an hour. She's this close to hitting 29 miles an hour. What are you hiding? We were just talking about you. I was just bragging about you. Yes. Yo, I love you. This mushy Jane. She's like this all the time. Yes, I love you. Okay. Say hi. Say hi to YouTube. You would not believe how fast this dog is. And then she does barn hunt now, where they find rats in tubes, and you put her in, and all the dogs are sniffing around, and they're playing and moving. You look over her, she goes wham right to the rat, wham right to the next rat. She's super dog. Yes, I'm bragging on you. Yes, I know. Let's see. Joker, Tony, was the April Fool's video you did the ramen on the motorcycle and the lawnmower will it run? Yeah, we did the lawnmower will it run, and we did the one with the Mary's hand cream, and we did, which a lot of people got upset. Kathy was saying because the video started with Kathy and I like arguing or talking about how things are going bad and this, that, and the other thing, and people thought it was real and actually got upset about it. It was acting. And then we did the one where I quit smoking years ago. So yeah, we've done a few April Fool's videos. And as it turns out, we were talking about on the Sunday Night Show, Dennis Collins. I thought that and I was upset about that because he put in some really good video, right? And he was like, in the last one that he posted, he was like, that's it, we're done. It was a great run. We put out 400 videos. And then today he posted a video saying, nah, we're April Fools. So that was good. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. All right, so Kroom it looks like Kroom has a two-part question.
Okay.
Let's try to find part one of that.
Part one, yeah, because part two makes no sense.
Yes.
Kroom.
I don't see it. Kroom.
Yeah, what? Yeah, Kroom, 7:28 p.m.
7:28.
Yes, I've watched many of your videos on Crank No Start and have followed along on my 390 FE.
There we go. Okay. Turn point distributor until it kicks, then go back. Check spark from coil plugs, but still no start. And
the second part is, it's got a starts for a second, it'll mark carb something.
Oh,
okay.
And when she does attempt to start, it's only for a brief second. I have an Edelbrock carb that is unadjusted, and no matter what I do, it changes nothing on how long it runs. Okay. You have two ignition wires on that deal. Okay. You have one wire to the point for a Ford with a point distributor. You have one wire that's going to go from the starter relay to the coil. All right, and it's going to disappear into a harness and then come out of the coil. And that's so that when you're cranking it, you're getting extra voltage to start the car. Then when you let go of the key, you switch to a second circuit that goes from the ignition switch to the positive on the coil. Okay, and that is through a resistor wire. So make sure that A, you've got both of those connections the way they're supposed to be, and B, when you let go of the key, that it actually is still making a consequence. Because a lot of times those Ford ignition switches are known for going bad like that, where it'll crank, it'll start for an instant. As soon as you let go of the key, it's dead. So, Dr. do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, if you still can't figure it out, try taking a little wire with alligator clips to the battery to the positive side of the coil.
Yeah.
Crank it, see if it starts, and if it starts and stays running, then you have some kind of wiring foobar, or you maybe connected one wire to the coil and the other one's still laying there. Who knows? We can't tell from here, but that'd be a good workaround to see if it's your engine's actually running.
All right, so now I'm scrolling back to see if I can find relic to wreck follow-up, because I asked him to sum up the video he was talking about.
Oh, okay. I think
and I'm not finding it. There it is. Okay, relic to wreck. He thinks the 25% weight. Okay, there must have been another. Here it is. No,
that's Kroom.
On. I should be better organized with this. No. Come on, relic to wreck. the enemy of all media. All right. All right. He thinks 25% of total corn agriculture space used for ethanol should be used for solar.
Too bad all the corn is grown in Iowa and solar sucks in Iowa.
I'm not big on. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Any question that you would ask me having to do with energy and renewable energy, you have to understand that my perspective is that oil is renewable energy, and we've talked about this many times on this channel. So any answer I give you is going to be based on my belief that oil itself is renewable, that oil is converted seawater. So I don't think that the 25% should be used for either agriculture or for solar. I think that's a waste of time. How about for food? How about use the corn agriculture for other varieties of food, perhaps? Because I think we need food a whole lot more than we need renewable energy.
We need more cows grazing so we can have more
Yes,
steaks.
we need more cows, yes. Put more cows out there. Absolutely.
Yes.
Chickens. Damn it, we need chickens.
Cows, chickens, and pigs. Just meat out there, just roaming around waiting to be eaten.
Yeah. So did I answer that question for you, Relic to Rec? All right, let's go back to Kroom. It's only one wire from what I've seen, and I've replaced the resistor wire with a ballast resistor as the old resistance wire went bad. No, you're going to have two. If it originally had points, you're going to have on the front of the solenoid. Okay, you're going to have those two posts that are there, and one of them is to the coil, to the positive of the coil.
Right, it should be the second one. You should have your battery. One that says S, that's your starter. One that says I, that's your ignition. Then the back one goes down to the starter. The I should have a little elbow thing and a rubber thing and a wire that runs to your distributor.
Right. That's your start circuit.
Again, if you replace that, where did you replace that resistor wire? I mean, did you do it all the way to the switch? Because if you just did it from the firewall, it's already down, and then put a resistor on it, you don't have enough power going to your. You may not have enough power going to your coil at that point.
Relative to Rec, he claims oil isn't renewable. It's tough to explain. I actually feel kind of rude for asking. You really should watch it. Don't feel rude. Why would you feel rude for asking? This is about guys getting together and just hanging out and throwing around ideas and asking questions and all this other stuff. Why would you feel rude about that? Please don't.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, bro, you're with friends here, man.
You could watch the whole show with no pants. No one will care. It's okay.
But he feels that it's not renewable. I, on the other hand, feel that it is renewable, and the evidence over decades, over centuries, backs me up. It's there. It's always there. Wells are always refilling themselves. It has the biometric markers. Petroleum has the biometric markers of seawater. The same type of algae and the same type of planktons and whatever the lobsters, whatever they got in the freaking sea, shows up in the oil. So it's like it's a conversion. It's a conversion process that the Earth does automatically. It's
recycled whale poop. It's not dinosaurs. So it's just
it ain't dinosaurs. That's for sure. It's not giant peat fields. Like no. I feel retarded.
Whoever thought to teach us this when we were 7 years old that the oil came from dead dinosaurs. You know, it's like let's go. There's never were dinosaurs. You know, we could go all kinds of way with it, but
Metzler Classics. The oil is the only sustainable renewable energy source of energy we currently have. Dead wells in Texas and Ohio Valley are building pressure again recently. Yes, I know. Is that? Oh, it's a Cordoba. Okay.
And Kroom says he replaced that resistor wire all the way to the switch. So, I don't know.
Relic is saying 25% of all corn grown is used for ethanol. He thinks we should quit producing ethanol and use the empty space for solar. Yeah, I get that, but I disagree. I disagree. Solar is to generate meaningful amounts of electricity from solar and then transport it. There's a lot of losses over distance. It's not. It's not. You know what does make sense? Nuclear energy makes sense. Right? A lot of people don't understand nuclear steam. It's just all it is it's a reaction boiling water and turning a steam turbine. They call it nuclear, so it scares people. But it's steam.
It's a steam engine. It's like a locomotive. It's a stationary locomotive making power. That's all it is.
Nuclear energy is probably the safest thing in the world. But they threw this crazy fear campaign at humanity back in the 70s. And I remember it like it was yesterday with 3 Mile Island and the China syndrome. It was a silly. By the way, that was the name of Al Hoffman's first funny car, was the China syndrome. But yeah, it was just fear. And then Fukushima and all places. It's steam. It's steam. Sometimes you get a Chernobyl where you've got an explosion, but that was just ill handling or mishandling of the materials. It doesn't make any difference. It didn't take out all of Russia. It took out a little town. All right, it happens. It happened. Everybody learns from that.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear is safe. Let's see. Mitten made muscle. I've been to the Henry Ford mansion. He used the water wheel from the river behind the mansion, and he went to the Yes, another example, right, of the bullshit world that we live in, where everything is a lie, everything is nonsense. Okay, we have rivers, streams, we have waterfalls, we have huge amounts of water that's constantly moving. If anybody was actually concerned about energy, there would be water wheels everywhere. We got the Cumberland River right down the road over here, okay? And back during the 1930s, 40s, 50s, they powered the entire southeast of the United States. From Key West, Florida to the Mason-Dixon line was powered off that freaking, river. That's true renewable energy. That's true sustainable, renewable, clean energy. The holes. Uncle Tony, I think your sort of bloke could start a 747 jumbo jet with a 9-volt battery. I had to. And a can of Aero Start. I'm not surprised you don't rely on the power probe. Yeah, it's just not for me, man. I am the mechanical Amish. I am de-evolution. I am Devo. Are we not YouTubers? We are Devo. Funny, the name that I put up, the uncontrollable Philly uncontrollable urge.
Yeah.
It's one of my best songs. Funny how that comes around. Let's see. Zero saying San Gabriel Valley had a nuclear test plant that leaked. The cancer in the surrounding area over the years is assumed related. It probably is, but there's no reason why you would have a nuclear facility of any sort in any sort of populated area. I mean, have you seen the planet? Have you seen the country? There's areas where there's zero for like miles and miles around. That's where these plants should be. And then nobody have any question. No problem. You blow it up. It doesn't matter. You wouldn't even know about it.
Right. There's plenty of middle of freaking nowhere. If you've ever flown in a jet over the country and looked out the window, there's lots of middle of nowhere. You could just put a line of nuclear power plants, like halfway through, say, like Nebraska, that could power the whole country. And if they blow up, you're just gonna, maybe toast some frogs or something. But other than that, you'd be fine.
Mitten made muscle. Solar needs maintenance. Generators operated off water. It's been proven time and time again. Yeah, no, it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. Here's the flip side of it. Jeff Mazaika, solar is underrated. I can run my tiny house on three 3x3 solar panels and 4 6-volt golf cart batteries if I don't use the AC. Well, I mean, dude, you're running really lean. Okay, like you're running super lean. You've got the tiny house and you're sweating. You're not using the AC. That's running super lean. And I guess in that condition, under those circumstances, that maybe it is underrated. But if you're living a more conventional life and you've got a bunch of rooms to light and cool and heat and do all the other things, no, it really. And then what about the maintenance of it? So you've got 4 6-volt golf cart batteries. They're not indefinite. They don't last forever. They've got to be replaced. Everything's got to be maintained. What do you do during a period of time where you get, let's say, 3, 4, 5 cloudy, rainy days in a row? Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, awesome. But I don't see it as being a widespread, viable thing. And Fubar, the lovely Fubar is in the house, and he put up the link to my merch, and we've got a new shirt coming. We have a new shirt coming. Kathy Bananas is working on the artwork for this thing right now. Some of you guys are really going to love it. I know there's going to be like nonsense with that, but some of you will actually love it. So, but yeah, that's where Fubar put up the link to where you can go to get our merch, our hats, our shirts, stickers, treats from Molly Jane, the beautiful, perfect Molly Jane. And look how black she is. Look, she just blends in with my shirt. She's so awesome. This dog is just amazing. So thank you, Fubar. Let's see. I'm just scrolling back up. If you see anything back to Art.
We're talking power plants.
Oh, Andrew Button popped in. What's going on, Andrew? You remember the Death Lizard SF? There's no way you could have told me 40 years ago. That picture was taken 40 years ago. There's no way you'd be able to tell me that 40 years from now, it's going to be on a thumbnail and be on thousands of people.
It'll be broadcast worldwide for everyone to see for free.
Unbelievable. Zero is saying every single alternative power dream has been tested here. Yeah. And all of them failed to deliver. Cheers from Orange County, California.
Yeah.
I know. I think there are energy sources, and I hate to use a blanket term, free energy, because to me it's a very unspecific concept. But I'm fairly certain that in the past, based on evidence, right, that there were energy sources that we're unaware of today. We as a general public are unaware of today. The bigger global economy runs off of our needing their energy.
Yeah, that generates dollars. Right. So yeah, you're not going to get anything alternate for free because then somebody's losing money, and then that's no good. But based on the civilizations that lived here before and left us the pyramids, they figured out something. They weren't a bunch of greedy son of a like we are.
There's lots of different theories of all of that, as far as like sound and using gravity and tapping into some energy field, the ether. I don't know enough about it because I never really looked into it. I'm just aware of these different theories, but I have no idea which one makes sense. because it's kind of irrelevant to daily life, right? I just know that there's something there. Don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is or how it works, but there's something there. Tesla was onto something. If Tesla even existed, I know. I go down all these rabbit holes.
Yeah, we are the batteries living in a simulation, so it doesn't matter. So
well, I mean, that's another theory too, and there's stuff to back that up. Also, I'm not saying I subscribe to that theory. Just saying that if you go down that rabbit hole, there's a lot of stuff.
Some people make a pretty good argument for it. Yeah.
Yes. Pick one, Dr. Art.
There's some weird stuff going on here.
Good. We got it going. We need the weird stuff to happen.
Yeah, it hasn't got really weird in a long time. You know, we skirt around the weird, but we don't really dive in super hard lately.
I'm down. You want to get? Let's go weird tonight.
All right, people, open up the rabbit hole. Get really weird. Put on the aluminum hats, and let's go. We got time.
Right, or
the whole second weird hour will be down the hole.
Just ask car questions. I mean,
or that too.
Or stump us. That's another thing you can do if you want. Stump us. I'm down with that.
Jose Fables, Tony. If Cuba becomes a state, are you moving down there to study the magic of Cuban mechanics?
Dude, I could go down there and teach them. I mean, I'm that way. My brain is always working like that. I kind of hope it doesn't become a state. I hope it's returned to its own sovereignty, as every nation should be. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, then you'd have to return Hawaii to its own sovereignty too.
Yes, Hawaii should have its own sovereignty.
Yeah.
As should Alaska. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I don't mean to go back and redraw every boundary and stuff like that. It was just that
they change a lot.
I don't think we need to absorb anybody. You know what I mean? I think we've absorbed as much as needs to be ever absorbed.
Right.
Let's see. Andrew Button, I have more respect for Cubanos. Wow, I've never heard that phrase before. I don't know if that. All right. Fixing their car better than the things going on here with cars. Yes, I agree. Wolverine Racing, if this is a simulation and someone needs to reboot it, careful what you ask for.
You could reboot. You can reboot yourself, but be careful. It may go worse. When you have those bad days for no reason, yeah, that's just a little glitch. You just gotta keep going.
Ford CD Burlock, I say no Googling for answers. All right, let me see what question he had. Scrolling back up. Do you see a question from him? What's HCCI? Oh, yeah. Do you have any idea, Dr. Art?
HCCI?
Yeah. Throw a hint, CD Burlock. Like in what world or what manufacturer does that?
Honeychuckle Chicago? I don't know. HCCI could be a chemical, could be I don't know. He said you could Google. He didn't say anything about me.
Mazda. Does it have anything to do with the Miller cycle?
Health Cost Care Institute. Homogeneous change compression. Oh, homogeneous charge compression ignition. It's a form of internal combustion in which well-mixed fuel and oxidizer typically are compressed to the read more. Exothermic reaction that produces that can be transformed into a heat engine like a diesel.
Yeah, the only problem with that is it's not tunable.
Yeah.
You can't really alter it. It's going to be a fixed firing.
Mm-hmm.
So it better be a super long burning fuel like diesel or nitro.
Yeah.
Right? If you're gonna
Nitro.
It won't work on gasoline. It won't work on alcohol. That's for sure.
Cop Car Steve. Dr. Art, will you ever pick up another Crown Victoria and do any, or is the Crown Victoria stuff past? Well, I mean, tomorrow's a new day. You know, the Crown Victorias just emerge suddenly. You're locked up or I'm locked up. One of the two. Nope. Okay. Okay.
I was just reading. Come on.
Okay.
The reboot is coming. The Day of the Mechanic, and not the Technician, is coming. I completely and totally agree, and I think it's closer than you think.
Yep.
Barry Cuda, what is Nitro made of? It's ammonia based. It's made a few different ways, but it has to do with condensed ammonia. They boil it, or they raise it to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. It's boiled, and whatever condenses, and it's in an atmosphere, a methane atmosphere, I don't recall. And what condenses is nitromethane. It's like a still, and what comes out is nitromethane. Let's see. Mexican Spec is saying, what happened to Kathy's dog channel? She has a lot on her plate. She's got a lot going on. And then she got sidetracked several months later. As all of the regulars know, she's got MS, which is in remission right now, but she still has good days and bad days. So she's got her hands full, taking care of 6 dogs and me and the house and running this thing and dealing with all of the nonsense of life so that I can focus on doing this stuff. She's got her hands full. She's got her hands full. Uncle Duck, does YouTube pay you for pushing commercials over your live? Yeah. How do you think I pay the bills, bro? How do you think
are the lights on in my house? Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Sweaty Fat Guy is right. Brian Loans did a series of videos about nitromethane, where it came from, how it's made, how it works. Excellent listen. Yes, I agree. Everything that Brian does is awesome. He's fantastic. Brian Loans, highly recommend his channel. If you guys are into the history of hot rodding, drag racing, and stuff like nitromethane, hydrazine, Brian Loans, the channel is his name, Brian Loans. Go there and like and sub and watch all of his stuff. Brian and I have done a couple of shows together. We're going to get together again sometime soon. He's great. He's great. Pick one, Dr. Art.
Well, I was looking at Andrew Button. He was commenting on fixing your own cars here. Right at 7:58. Just
I got it.
There you go. Yeah.
How fixing your own cars is great, but we have to be careful about their regulations making it harder and impossible to drive cars that are older. The politicians are getting wise to that. So here's the thing, okay? As economies implode, okay, as societies kind of collapse, there are much, much, much bigger fish to fry than whether or not you're screwing around with your car. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When things get really tight, really hard, really crazy, The last thing anybody is going to pay any attention to is whether or not you swapped an engine in and out of your car, or you put headers on something. If anything, you're the local hero. If you're the guy that can make stuff run when the parts aren't available, when everything is taking a shit, if you're the guy that can make stuff run, it's going to be the local authorities. You're going to be their hero. You're the guy they need to keep their fire trucks and their ambulances and their patrol cars and everything else going, right? So don't worry about that. Don't worry about regulations. That's all nonsense. The governments have become paper tigers. It's not just going to happen. It is now. You just don't realize it yet. They're all paper tigers. Andrew Button saying, I have a K5 Blazer and he will not stop me from driving it. Stop you from driving it? They'll pay you to do things with it. Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah. Andrew, we need you and your Blazer to go up the hill and rescue the school children. They will have no other hope.
Barracuda, is it Nitro that's used for the little model airplane car motors? I had one years ago. I thought it was running methanol with Castrol. Yeah, they're like it's like 8 or 10% nitro.
Yeah, it's helicopters are like 15% because they had a lot of oil, and then the rest is 5, 10, 15% nitromethane, and the rest is methanol. Yeah, which it'll run a lawnmower reasonably normal.
KJ Kiley, have you ever owned a fuselage RSC body? Yeah, I've had a couple of them. I just can't picture it. Yes, I did, but years and years ago. I mean, like when they were common and all over the place, and you could buy them for like $175. Yes, I had many of them. Most of them ended up donating their motors to other projects, or pulling them.
I was going to say you just stripped them down and.
I always had drivers. I always had the beater that would last for a few weeks. Just keep it around, you know what I mean, until you get bored of it, until it doesn't start. You just take the plates off of it, leave it where it is, and go get something else. So that's the way it was in the 1980s, man, 70s and the 80s. So yeah, I had several of them. Let's see. It's none of their tyrannical business. That's what I say, man. Screw
them. Turn back now. 1464.
Okay. Looking at a Restore 71 barn find Pontiac B body. Is it better to part out engine trans body to specific shops? Is it better to part out engine trans body to specific shops or use one-stop shop? Oh, okay. So you're not looking to restore it yourself. You're looking to have other people do it. I've never it's hard for me to answer that question because I've never been in that position myself. So given all of if you don't do this stuff and you're not equipped, to do body work, you're not equipped to do paint and all the other stuff, and you don't really have the time to learn it all, then I would say, yeah, your best bet is probably to fund each individual system out to somebody who specializes in that. You're going to pay for it. You're going to pay a lot for it. But that might be the only practical way. What do you think, Dr. Art?
Yeah, and if you take it to a one-stop shop for freaking everything, you're not going to see that car for 6 or 7 more years.
RS Scope. Nitromethane, you say, similar to nitrous oxide. Wonder how similar nitric acid or nitrates would be that we could get from the new Gen X with the big hurt Frank Thomas. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So nitromethane is only similar to nitrous oxide in the way it makes power. They're two completely different things that enter the combustion chamber in different forms, but they're similar in the way they increase the duration of burn. That's where they're similar, not similar in any other way. And the rest of your thing, I have no idea what you're saying. Uh, Andrew, if the vermin in Washington D.C., why are you so nice to them?
Vermin's a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I've known many like really nice rats and stuff like that. Why would you be so nice to the people in D.C.? The beings in D.C. If they make the connection that old cars are a form of societal independence, they will crack down under the premise of public roads or safety or some other bullcrap. And they're in D.C., aren't they? Right? Do you realize how big this country is? I mean, seriously, do you realize how much land we have, how much space there is between things, how few of them there are compared to us? The people who make the local, who enforce the local laws and are under the sheriff's department of whatever the municipality is, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't worry about it. The beings in DC are becoming more and more irrelevant almost by the day. Okay, this is happening right now. Right, it's not going to happen. It's in the process of happening. You're living through it. No, don't worry about them.
Right. You take all the congressmen and senators and stuff like that. They couldn't fill up a medium-sized college football stadium with all of them. It would be 3/4 empty. And then, then you have the rest of the world. That's just turn your TV off and go outside and have fun. They don't matter.
Jeff, Mozaika, nitromethane is a fuel with its own oxygen. Nitrous oxide is not a fuel, but brings extra oxygen so you can burn more fuel. And nitrogen, don't forget the nitrogen, which cools, it cools the combustion chamber. Right, free love in America. It's not the politicians that are the threat anyway, it's their enforcement agencies. So over the last couple of weeks, you literally got a taste of what's coming, okay, what's evolving with the TSA agents. They had to shut down the freaking airports because TSA agents were walking off the job because they hadn't been paid. This is it. You see, this is how it happens. It starts with little things like that. And okay, well, here, we'll find money to pay them. But then it's the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And before you know it, they're all,
they're all just going home because they're not getting paid. And
they're all going home. They could care less.
Yeah. Oh, my neighbor's blowing up puppies. Yeah, I don't care,
Let's see. Well, don't get me started with that. It's been around for many years. You use it every day, all the time, and you have for your entire life. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Code improves the bankruptcy of the country in real time. Yes. Yeah. The end of the rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is that we get the constitutional republic back. It's that simple. The corporation is bankrupt. The corporation is going out of business. Nothing anybody's going to do about it at this point. It's over and done with. But the bright side is after it's all done, we get the original constitutional republic back, which is something that we haven't had since 1872 or 1873. So it's coming. Yep. Michael Bateau, best thing I ever did was shut off the news. Exactly.
Yeah.
Uncle Duck is a pessimist. Oh my God. I want to see what Uncle Duck said. That he says he's a pessimist.
And
Oh, here it is. Agreed, but it may allow later models to be exempt, like the 88 Lightning Bronco. Can't drive it today. Dude, I don't know where you are or what your situation is. Everybody's a little bit different. Every place is a little bit different. Let's see. If we go back to this, but the mark will be on the right hand or the forehead. So far, I haven't seen that. That's an interpretation, bro. That's an interpretation. I give you a hint. A mark is a unit of accounting. Okay.
And Deutschmark.
Now put the rest of it together. Okay. A mark is a unit of accounting. Free loving American. It's not pessimism. It's seeing things for what they really are. Well, here's the thing, right? We've been, everybody, right? Been living under false, what's the word I'm looking for? Everything's been bullshit. It's all been bullshit. And now it's coming around, starting to come around. People are understanding it. They're starting to wake up a little bit. They're putting distance. Not everybody's going to get through this, but the people who are kind of waking up now and getting a sniff, and everybody has a different idea of what it may be or may not be. The bottom line is that collectively, people are realizing, hey, wait a minute, right? The school, they lied to us. Oh, these jobs, they lied to us. Oh, the money, they lied to us. Oh, the banks, they lied to us. Like everybody lied to us. Doesn't matter what you believe the source of that lie is. The fact that we're all starting to wake up to the fact that it has been bullshit all along. And that's what counts. Jeff is saying the Republic has been dead since 1913. Wrong. The Republic died after the Organic Act of 1871, which paved the way for the Federal Reserve and everything else in 1913. Relic to Wreck, where can I read up on it? 1872 Corporate America. It's actually the Organic Act of 1871, but it really came into effect beginning in 1873 with the transfer, the changing of the currency, because we were on a silver standard. The dollar is defined as an ounce of silver. Well, in 1873, as allowed by the Organic Act of 1871, which was a lot to it. Right? It's not just a simple thing on the surface. These people are smart, right? We went from a silver standard to a gold standard, and at that point, that was the beginning of the end. See if you see anything there, Dr. Art.
It's wow.
Gail Clay, please explain how diesel is more expensive than gas when it's cheaper to produce. Well, it's the economy of scale, right? We burn 20 gallons of gasoline for every 1 gallon of diesel. So it's just the economy of scale. If they burned more diesel, if more diesel was used than gasoline, then the price would be cheaper.
And we export an amazing amount of diesel fuel.
And that too.
Yeah. And they have to keep the price per barrel of that up, so the price per barrel for us at the gas pump is high. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just give the shit away.
Any opinions on the Titanic? Pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Why do you think they keep bringing the Titanic up? Why do you think it's such a thing and has always been? Because they have to put it in your face. They have to put it in your face. And the sinking of that ship, only I don't think it was that ship. I think it was the other ship, whatever the frig it was called. It was an insurance thing.
The Lusitania, yeah.
Yeah, right. Whatever it happened to be, but they keep bringing it up because that was the pivotal event that led to the founding of the federal or the federal.
Right, because there's like 4 very important global, we call them now globalist people that were on Titanic that sank, that mysteriously they died.
Yeah.
So it was a whole mysterious death of very important people and a big insurance claim. Yeah, nothing to do with money at all.
Up scrolling up here. Free-loving American. I suggested the end was when they went with the Constitution instead of the Articles of Confederation. You can see it that way. The beginning and the end was actually the Civil War, whereas we call it down here the War of Northern Aggression, because before you could do anything else, you had to create a unified currency. And that was the net result of the Civil War, the greenback, the unified currency. And then once you had the whole country on a unified currency, then you could take the next step, and then it became the incorporation of it, and then came the gold, and then came the Federal Reserve, and then came, 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 and then came. So it's all a bunch of steps, deliberately planned out, very well executed steps that have been going since that time.
It's a giant ass land grab and money grab.
Yes.
There you go.
The biggest scam of all is when they talk about money, just money in general, because the central banks around the world, not just one in the U.S., the central banks literally create it out of nothing. So in reality, there not only is there no value to it, but there actually is no debt. Like oh, the national debt and this, that, and the other thing. No, when you get to the elite level, I don't mean the elite like Elon Musk and other people.
The Rothschilds and those folks.
Yeah, I'm talking about the level above that, right? The elite, the names that you'll never hear, the faces you'll never see, the true elite. They literally are the money. You know what I mean? It's like, it's silly. The whole thing is silly. If it wasn't so enslaving of the humanity, it's literally comical. But people buy it. They buy it
because it's easy. Yep, just move along.
Let's see. Mid-May Muscle. Did anybody see the owner of the trade center? Yeah, good old Larry. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, conveniently, most of the people didn't show up for work that day.
Free-loving American. Money is just a proxy to power and control. Currency. Money is not. So the difference between money and currency is that money is a store of value. Money is a store of your labor. So I work today, right? But I don't need the thing. I don't need whatever it happens to be today. So I will store my labor in this thing called money and then use it in the future when I need it. That's what money is. Currency are the bits of paper and the digital, the currency, the current. It's like the electrical current. The two of them are related. That's what runs through the system. You get paid in currency. Dollars are currency. That's not money. The currency has to have has to be a finite amount. It has to be a universally recognized value. Gold, silver, copper, all those things are all actually money. Okay, they're natural. Money can only be natural. Money can only come from the earth. Everything else we use is currency, and that currency is what you were talking about, power and control.
Shit. Okay.
Dean Stevenson finally popped in. Thank God.
Thank God Dean's here. Oh, let's see. Well, we asked them to go deep.
We said, yeah, let's go down the rabbit holes.
Yeah, we did.
Robotic, do you think the loss of value in currency over time is something natural? Currency is not natural. Currency is not natural.
Doesn't lose its value. It loses its power to obtain things. You just need more and more all the time.
Yeah. Interest is not natural.
Yeah. Keep on the wheel. Longer, faster, harder.
Our scope. Uncle Tony, some dyno graphs showed a more low-end torque with bigger CC heads, and that person said also in the same video. What do you think? Bigger CC heads are going to hold more of a fuel charge. They're going to leave more of that charge in a mist form. And so therefore, there's going to be a longer burn duration. The heavier and denser the fuel, the longer the burn duration, the more torque it makes. So that's why a bigger CC head will make more power under the right circumstances, because not all circumstances are the same, but that's why a bigger CC head will make more power. Ego death. Usury is slavery. Yes. That's a hard yes. But people don't even know what usury is. They don't teach you that. It's a word, it's a phrase, it's a concept that they don't teach you in school. So most people are completely unaware of it. It retards the timing. I don't know what he means by that.
What?
Joker. Name for tonight's live, Rabbit Hole Tech Talk.
Rabbit Hole Tech, yep. We needed a good rabbit hole there. We hadn't done that in a while, so that felt good.
Okay, we're back to Kroom over here with his Ford, with the hard problem. Is there anywhere I can send a video of my crank no start issue? Also, the wire from the solenoid to help with the spark was disconnected. Hook it back up. Hook it back up. You're not getting enough voltage through the resistor wire for to keep the coil happy with those points.
Yeah, or just, like I said, I still say jump that positive side of the coil right to the battery and fire it up and see how it runs.
Dr. Art, where can Kroom send a video of his crank no start issue?
He could send it to me. I'll see if I could type it in the comments or not.
Well, you do that. Free-loving American. Schools are indoctrination centers designed to create obedient workers. Yes, not educate people capable of questioning the system that screws them. Or rest in peace, George Carlin. But it's true.
There we go. I had to break it up into two because it won't let me say gmail.com, but there's the website address.
Robotic. Since we're going down the rabbit hole, what do you think is a start for reinventing the government? Military control. It has to be a military. And then we start over again. Now,
yeah, we start over with,
who's running the military? You know what I mean? Do we start over good? Do we start over bad? I don't know. But if you want to reinvent the government or replace the government, it's going to be through the military. And just hope that the right people are calling the shots when that happens. And then, of course, Zero, the lovely Zero, put up a link to Dr. Art's channel, Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab, and you can go and pick up on all of his rhetoric on propaganda at that channel.
And baby rhino derbies.
Molly Jane is just, you can't sleep now because then you're going to be up all night. Do you want to be up all night? No? Yes? Wow. She's so beautiful.
That is a good dog.
She's so amazing.
How is, because we haven't had any puppy updates. Maybe we can.
Oh, Amelia, she's in the other room. She's awesome. She's not like the other border collies. She's very mellow. She's like a regular dog, like.
Oh, she's not.
She's not crazy, which you would never know by this one. See, when Molly Jane doesn't have a task or a toy, okay. When she has a task or a toy, she's nuts, just absolutely frantic, nuts, crazy. We took her to a fast cat a couple of weeks ago. She escaped 4 times. One time, she punched her way out of the crate, literally punched her way out, and took off like a shot, right? 4 times she escaped. I was walking her around with double leashes. I had one leash around her neck with one of them collars that doesn't slip.
Yeah.
And the other one tied around her waist. And that's how I had to walk her around. This dog right here, completely berserk. But then when there's nothing like that going on, this is how she is. We call her Mushy Jane. She's just the sweetest, calmest, most beautiful dog.
Yeah, when she was at the shop, she's like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah.
Yeah. You're such a good girl. I love you. Okay. Let's see. Eager Death, please. The military won't do shit. Organizations through the sheriff is how it can be done locally. Yeah, we got to do it ourselves. I mean, I agree with that to an extent, but there are assets that the government has that we all rely on all the time. Bridges. You know what I mean?
Interstates, bridges, yeah.
Right. Not to mention the defense, like ships and planes and bombs and all the other shit, right? So yes, I agree with you. It has to be done through the sheriff's department, but the bottom line is that we've got a whole big infrastructure that still has to be regulated or overseen by somebody. It's going to have to be the military. Jeff Meisko, would you care to race your dog against this German Shepherd I just got? Pearl is pretty quick. That dog right there is number 5 in the country. She's run for border collies. She has run 28.85 miles an hour, which is, that's crazy. Okay. Her next time out, she's going 29 miles an hour. Sure. Are you near Nashville? Are you anywhere in this area? I'll run you. German Shepherd, you got it. Let's go.
Bring your money. Bring your money.
Joke is asking how the non-border collie is doing. Maggie's doing great. Lily's not so happy. Lily's been rough since the border collies came along. There's nothing I can do about it. There's constant clashing that goes on. And Darla is just old, just really old. She's like 17 years old. She's fat. She's happy. She sleeps a lot. Everything is good. Power Toys is saying true power to the states as it was supposed to be. Yes, but the federal government is supposed to regulate commerce between the states. And commerce between the states covers everything that isn't the actual state itself. So all your different waterways, anything that runs through the states, anything that surrounds it. No, I know what you're saying. Power is supposed to belong to the states, and the states are supposed to control the government, and now it's flipped on the other way around. But let me let her out. Grab one, Dr.
All right. Let's see.
Speaking of old fat dogs, there's
Oh,
no.
he's in Dallas. A little too far away to race dogs.
She's a good girl.
Right below 100 points.
16 or 17 years old.
We wanted to look. So turbo engines shouldn't benefit from having readily available spacey ports for the turbo to spool more efficiently. Well, that's not how turbos work, but okay.
Free 11 American. Any thoughts on a new auto parts shortage quality problem solutions? What do you think about that? What are you coming across, Dr. Hart?
Well, I came across because I went to Wally World a week ago to pick up a battery, and I was talking to the guy there, and he goes, "Well, since that the people that make RAM filters and all that kind of stuff, they went bankrupt, they can't get any filters at Walmart to change people's oil, so they have to tell the people to go to find their own oil filter and bring it back, and they'll change their oil for them."
Really?
Yeah.
See, I would suggest anybody who needs anything like common parts for your cars that you know you're going to hold on to, so like brake pads, brake hoses, stuff filters, stuff like that, gaskets. I would start stockpiling. I would start stockpiling.
Yeah, if you have you already have your forever car and you need just bearings and brakes and hoses, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been like I guess so oil filters. So all my Mopars and the Jeeps all take the same oil filter. So I bought 2 cases of them. I don't know, a month ago. So it's like little stuff like that. I've been putting stuff on the side.
Well, if anyone's interested, I have a 12 count of Honda oil filters. They're Napa branded. I got 12 of them. Probably never going to use them. $4 a piece. You got to buy them all. Come and pick them all up. $48, and you'll have oil filters for life.
Now, how can they contact you?
Hi. I don't know if there's too many Honda people in here, but yeah.
I bet you.
There's a few. I'll even ship them for the right amount of shipping price. I'm not that way.
Thunderbird, Tony, have you messed with flipping classic cars? Especially honest flipping where a guy would find an old car that needs moderate work, but would make a good daily for someone who wants a classic. No, I've sold a few cars at a loss, right? There's no way you could. It's nearly impossible to make an honest buck flipping classic cars.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Not anymore. It's over 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore.
Even pre-2000. Well, yeah. So yeah. It's getting there.
People do it. They make a lot of money, but I don't want to make money the way that they do.
Yes, Adam H. Yes, I still have all those filters. Carmudgeon, he has 54 Rotunda labeled FL1A filters from 1985. Nice. He's good for Fords forever.
I stocked up on oil a long time ago. Like I have a bunch of Rotella. I have like 5-gallon pails of Rotella stacked up here and there, figuring, well, if that ever goes away, at least I've got a stash. I got transmission fluid like that. Just stuff packed away. Dom, what's happening? Dom, how are you, my brother?
How are you on stacking up abandoned Harley Sportsters?
Say that again now?
How's your pile of abandoned Harley Sportsters coming along?
They're piling up, and we got. I'll talk about it in a couple of weeks, but things are a little bit further along. But
okay, all right.
There's a business right now taking shape.
Oh, okay, cool. because I was over in that area the other day, and I'm like, well, I'll just stop by and see what. And I'm thinking, well, the guy there doesn't know me.
Oh, Sean?
Yeah.
That's my neighbor.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'll introduce you guys.
Yeah. Here I am opening up the door. You know, who the fuck are you? Oh.
I'll introduce you guys. I gotta see him tomorrow actually. But yeah, there is a business in the process of happening. Texarkana. Hey Tony, some of your classic Mopar, no. That's been sorted at a fair price, no. I'll pay cash. And anybody with a V8 and a torque flight, and if it had disc brakes, power steering, and AC, I'll pay extra. Dude, just no. It is like, I've said it before. Now I've sold a couple of cars that were on the channel. I sold a Swinger, I sold a Duster, I sold, oh God, I don't even remember. I got rid of a few cars. I sold them like kind of at a loss, even as like because I was honest about everything. Look, underneath this paint is Bondo here, there's Bondo here, there's a patch I welded in here, blah 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 blah. So I made it. It was completely transparent on anything the cars needed, and I sold them way cheap, way cheap. I would rather give a car away. Say that again, Doctor?
You only got one A body left.
Mrs. Landy. And Sledgehammer. Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of a hybrid vehicle.
I would rather give them away.
Yeah.
I would just rather give them away, and at some point I will. When I'm ready to walk, when I'm ready to put all this stuff behind me, that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to give all the stuff away. Yeah, I gave one to Buff. Bow-tie classics. A while back, you were discussing ethical business practices. In your opinion, do you think the self-service you pull at salvage yards that don't give refunds for bad parts is ethical? Yeah, because you're going in there and it's like you pays your money and you takes your chances. They're not representing anything as being good, right? You're making an assumption that it's good. They don't stop you from bringing test equipment in there. They don't stop you from bringing, let's say, a power probe. They don't stop you from bringing a portable battery or anything like that to go test things. So yes, absolutely, it's ethical. Pays your money and it takes your chances, and that's one of the reasons why it's cheap. I'm just scrolling here.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Motai is saying, I wish the algorithm didn't screw you on bike videos. I love bikes too. I know, it's terrible. I have to do some more bike stuff and take the hit on the algorithm. But the more frequently I put bike stuff out, the more bike audience I'll generally grow. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet. Is all. I'm just not sure how to go about it. I would really love to do bike reviews, older bike reviews, classic bike reviews. But I have to network myself into people. See, I'm a loner. Dr. Art will tell you. I stick to myself. I don't really talk to anybody. I don't really go anywhere. I don't. You know what I mean? I need to network myself into people who have a lot of classic bikes and interesting bikes. And once I do that, if I ever do that, I'd really like to do reviews on some of these legendary bikes or just interesting bikes. I'm just not in a position where I can do that right now. I would have to go out and buy everything that I want to review. And I've done that in the past. I did that with the SV650. I did that with a few different bikes. But yeah, we'll see what happens. What do you got, Dr. Art?
There was something. GK Man, he says, hopefully made in USA with Pride parts return.
Maybe at some point.
Not yet.
Not in our lifetime. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. Now, unless you're really young. If you're in your 20s or 30s, yeah, you may see it. But the rest of us, no. The best we can do.
No, just the startup cost to build a manufacturing of anything anywhere. You might as well just shoot yourself in the face.
Yeah.
And you can go over to China and you're like, this building make oil filters. Okay, boom. 2 days later, they're making oil filters. Here, it's 6 months of paperwork and this, and grease your congressman and fucking EPA and OSHA, and forget it.
Everything is stacked against you. 100% of everything is stacked against you, and it's done like that for a reason. If you're older, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and you care about, the future, not necessarily for yourself, but for the country and for the young people out there, well, the way we can make our mark is by passing along as much information as possible and passing on as much attitude as possible. And I think that's underrated. Attitude, like the younger people hate boomers. They just absolutely hate us, and for good reason. And a lot of, I'm the exception to the boomer way of doing things, right? My mindset is more the previous, the World War II, the greatest generation. That's really kind of where my mindset is. The most important thing we can do is pass on that kind of, America can do, blood and guts, get to it, be a man, tough it out, right? Pass that on to the next generation and the knowledge that we have, right? But we're not going to live long enough to see a revival of any meaningful manufacturing in this country. All right, Kroom sent a video to your inbox.
Okay, cool. It's not here yet, but.
Texarkana, before I forget, is the new Hurricane Straight Six from Stellantis all that bad? I love Straight Sixes. I love Straight Sixes too. I really love Straight Sixes. Is it that bad? I don't have any personal experience with it. I see a lot of issues with the heavier vehicles they put them in, like the Grand Cow, whatever the friggin' call that thing, like Grand Cherokee.
Oh, the big Wagoneer? Yeah, it's the main thing that like the rental agencies are having problems with them is on a Hurricane V6, of course, in Stellantis infinite wisdom, the thermostat is on the bottom hose. And to get to the bottom hose, you have to remove the rack and pinion out of the vehicle and everything else. And yeah, it's 7 levels of retard. I talked to this is like the guy at the Avis at the airport here in Nashville. He does all these, and he's like, they're fucking blah, blah, So I get to hear all the bad stuff about all the new stuff, and he goes, they have power, but they just break all the time. You got to put a thermostat in one. You got to take the rack out, and then take the rack out. You have to do this, and you got to reprogram it because it's electric. And it's just like wow.
The Hurricane to me is the same thing as the 6 is the same as the 4 that I was talking about today on that video. It's overstuffed. It's overworked. They're asking these little engines to do things that little engines were never intended to do. It's what you're doing is you're taking like an 11-year-old kid, right? No, you're taking like a little person, right? Somebody who like a dwarf, right? And you're pumping them full of steroids and you're giving them an adrenaline shot right in the heart, okay? And you're saying, go push that bus down the street, right? And he's going to do it. He's going to do it, okay? But he's going to break his knees in the process, right?
And his whole internals are just going to explode one day.
Exactly. And
all his internals are made out of plastic, so they're unrepairable.
Right. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Santa Cruz 59. Thank you for the super chats.
Now, if they took these engines, even in the state of tune they're in, and put them in reasonably weighted cars, that's a different story. You take the 450 horsepower, whatever it is, Hurricane, out of a 6,000-pound Grand Wagoneer, and stick it in a 3,000 pound, 3,500 pound, a compact type of car, it'll live because it's not always being stressed. It's not always operating on the edge, right? It's the way that they're using it. That's all. Santa Cruz, thank you for the super chat. Been watching for 5 years. Thank you. You have both helped me turn my late father's 74 F100 into a muscle truck. 306 with 350 horsepower, TKX 5-speed, and helical posse. I ask you guys all the questions I can't ask him. Santa Cruz, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And that sounds like a cool little truck, actually.
Yes, that sounds like a lot of fun.
All right. Crew. Okay. Let me give me a minute to get this queued up here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We got to download it. We got to wait for it to download.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to say Isaac Paulson. Random statement. Thailand's scooter culture is magical. I wish we had similar culture here. So do I. So do I. I don't own any scooters, right? I love scooters. I love little motorcycles. I love scooters. I think maybe we may see that. I think that's what we may see in our lifetimes over the next couple of few years as things devolve and transportation needs to be downsized, and the average person who lives in like subdivisions and more urban type of environments realize car ain't gonna make it. I can't afford this thing. We may see scooters and small motorcycles make a big scene in the country, and I will be right on top of it because I love that stuff. All right, Dr. Art's still working on getting that video.
Yeah, it's a download, so I got to do some stuff because otherwise I'll be able to hear it, but nobody else will. So I got to do a couple little workarounds here. It'd take but a second. It's only a 14-second video. Shouldn't take too long at all.
Our scope. So you think the T24A 2.4 turbo Toyota decided to put in all trucks, SUVs, and vans is stressing themselves to blow a head gasket? Yes. Yes. Hey, why you're saying I only wear black t-shirts? No, I have a red t-shirt. I have a couple of red t-shirts. Kathy bought me some red Superstock and Drag Illustrated shirts. I wear them occasionally.
Okay, and then bang, bang, bang. No, that's not it. How do we do this? This button. Yep. Okay. Boom. 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 Studio. Okay. Go down to the bottom of your screen.
Okay. Let me just mention this real quick.
Yeah, click on that box right there.
Yeah. Jay Weiss asking, what do you think about the kids on e-bikes? Very popular. I think it's great. I think it's great. If I was a young guy, very young guy, and that was the kind of scene going on in my area, I'd have one. Okay, at the stage. Here we go.
All right, and then let me. I gotta make sure the volume is up, and then play this.
Timing's way retarded. Who's that, Kroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kroom, grab the vacuum advance on that distributor and pull it about an inch in the direction of that it's pointing in, okay? And I think I'll fire right up and run for you.
And then just re-click on that box to remove. There you go. All right.
Power Toys, rebuilding first V8. Any recommendations? About to reassemble. Dr. Art's just doing a series on rebuilding a 350 Chevy.
305, same thing. Yeah.
305. And I've done many videos on rebuilding, refreshing videos.
Yeah, and mine is you have no money, but you can afford rings, bearings, and gaskets. Do it all yourself. Cheap hand tools. It's a little grubby work, but it's, Legos. It's, take your time, do it. And it's, if you can type a comment into our silliness on the live show, you could probably rebuild an engine if you take your time and get some good tools and a little bit of help.
And Kroom is going to let us know what happened. Give him a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hear it. It's just.
Let's see. Joker, I haven't seen a Dell's Cadillac shirt in a while. I had a few of those, and they were really comfortable. Somebody sent me a bunch of them, and I think I blew through all of them, like to the point that they had holes in them. Which I don't mind wearing shirts with holes, but that was like, what are you doing?
Well, you got 1,000 shirts at the house.
Yeah. Let's see. What's on the UTG and Dr. Art? How much horsepower can the cast iron single 4-barrel intake from a 318 boat? So that's a single plane intake manifold. Make support on a 318 from a 70 Duster? That's a good question. I don't know. How much can it support? I mean, it depends. It depends. I know that intake manifold. It's a good low end. It's a torque manifold. It's designed for torque. But I really couldn't throw you any numbers. It would be impossible, honestly, because there's so much else to a combination.
But if it's for a boat, it's meant for under 4,000 RPM.
Yeah, it's a torque intake manifold.
Yeah,
it's actually the old 273 4-barrel intake.
Oh, okay.
And for marine, they just used it on the 318s.
Yeah, so good for doing burnouts, but not so much high-speed runs.
Okay. I'm going to say up to like $5,000, it's going to be as good as any other manifold out there.
For a 318? Yeah.
Yeah. Thunderbird, since you like e-bikes, would you consider vaping for us? Listen, I like all things with motors. You know what I mean? I see the fun and I identify with the culture of, well, pretty much all things with motors. So engines, motors. But if I was young and I was in a clique of people where they were into that, yeah, of course I'd have one. Sunroofs.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too. Yeah.
What do you think about sunroofs on classic cars? They are bad news and always have problems. Well, yeah, you just said it, right? You just said it. They're bad news. They always have problems.
Yeah, because if you ever watched back in the day when they put sunroofs in cars at these conversion shops that are no longer around, because no one puts sunroofs, aftermarket sunroofs in cars anymore, but they literally take a saw and go yeah in your car with the template, and then like a rubber windshield, jam that in there and caulk, and boom, boom, boom. Hey, you got a sunroof. And as soon as your car was more than 4 years old, it all rusted out and the rubber dried and it leaked and your carpets got moldy and smelly and yeah.
Well, the ones that had factory sunroofs always had drainage tubes that would usually run along the A-pillars.
Yeah, flood. Yeah.
Yeah, they would clog or they would rot the inside of the fender.
Because it was plastic, shitty plastic tube. Yeah. Or you go to clean them out and somebody uses a coat hanger and then they rip and tear or come, undone. Yeah.
Let's see. What do you got? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah.
I want to see Kroom's follow-up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to go out there and advance the timing, and they go, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, we've only got like 5 minutes left.
Well, I mean, if it's a brand new motor, he may be out there breaking at the cam as we speak. So.
Oh, that's true.
Unless you spent a lot of money to have an FE roller put in. A lot of money.
CD Burlock is saying it's called a nibbler to cut the hole.
Yeah. Well, maybe in the civilized world, but I've seen savages do it. You do whatever they have. It's usually some kind of sawzall.
I never really understood the concept of the sunroof. It's like it's really the most useless. It's a novelty the first time you look up and you see like daylight through your, and then that's it. From that point forward, it's like.
In the late 80s and early 90s, everyone, had the most boring car because they were all boring. None of them had any options. So you put a sunroof in it. Oh, now I have a fancy car. My Chevy Cavalier is now fancy because I have a sunroof. The dealer installed.
Let's see. Isaac Paulson, a souped-up 50cc Elite. I like the Ruckuses. The Ruckus is fun. Let's see. I want to see Kroom's answer. Come on, Kroom.
Come on, Kroom.
I'm just scrolling back up.
Okay.
He goes out. Tony's so old, he knows hippies and yuppies were a different time. 10 years apart.
Yeah.
I knew both. I hung with both.
Same guy, different shirt, different haircut. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's a good name.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Have you seen any of David Fizzard's post opinions? The name rang true from a ton of old books I pursued in high school. Neat to watch. Yeah, I know David. I know David. We've actually done some stuff together. David's a good guy. David's a good guy. He wanders a little bit. He's there's the A to B, and David likes to take these A, B, 7, C,
G19, 6.
No, right, 19. So right, David's a good guy. David's a good guy. He works with a good friend of mine, Andy Wood, Unity Motorsports Garage.
Kroom says, "Hold on, video coming." He's just going to put a battery charger in real quick.
Oh, Kroom, come on, bro.
Come on, you're running on overtime here in a minute here, sir. This gets expensive. The first 2 hours is free.
Let's see. Texarkana. Hey, Tony, should everyone replace the lean burn system in their mid-70s Dodges? Do they still have them? Is there still a functional lean burn out there?
That someone hasn't, thrown in the garbage.
Kroom, forget the video. Just give us.
Tell us what happened. Yeah, just tell us what happened.
Jay Weiss, Tony, do you follow anyone else in the car content world? Dennis Collins. I enjoy Dennis Collins' videos.
You really do? I can't stand that guy.
Really?
I cannot stand him. I don't know if it's his teeth or his. I look at me. I got a corn cob all the way up my ass, or I don't know what it is about him. I just can't stand him.
I like his energy. I like his go get it done kind of energy.
Yeah.
But the other guys, Richard Rawlings, no. Danny Coker, no. Chip Foose, I mean, I have respect for. I have a lot of respect for him, but it's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. you can respect somebody and not necessarily like what they do.
Right.
All right, Kroom is saying it's sending right now. Matthew McGee is saying, I love Coffee Walk, don't like Richard Rawlings. All right, Zero saying, or post it. I can display the link to it. Just let me know. I just want to know if did the damn car talk?
Did it start? Yeah. Barry, it's without the kernels. It's the raw cob with the rough edges.
Kroom, I'm out of orange juice.
Oh, he said the solenoid got stuck at the end of the video, and he said no, it didn't start. So he's still working on it. So
all right.
Maybe we'll hear from him more next Wednesday, because for right now.
Yes, yeah, next Wednesday we'll pop it on Sunday and give us the update. In the meantime, I have to go make a deposit. You only rent orange juice. So our amazing mods, Zero, Mexican Spec, Fubar, thank you guys so much, as always, for all that you do. Everybody who contributed with Super Chat, thank you so much. It's never expected, but always appreciated. Everybody who contributed your presence and your conversation, thank you equally. It's you guys giving us your time and your clicks that allows us to do this nonsense. So thank you. Dr. Art, anything that you have to throw in there?
Yeah, I'll have a special guest star from this chat, actually, on a video over the weekend. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. So you want to check out Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab over the weekend? Now, when you go sub to him, you hit the what do they hit? They give you the stuff. The bell. You hit the bell.
They hit the bell.
No?
Yeah, they can hit the bell. They can hit the like. They can hit the hype. They can.
Well, so that they get the notification that you're.
Yeah, the bell. The bell.
The bell.
You gotta hit the bell.
Sometimes I forget what you got to do here. All right, and that's it, guys. I'm out of here, and we'll catch up to you on Sunday night. And then don't forget, Dr. Art is live every Monday night.
Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. See you then.
That's it, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you so much, and good. Don't get killed out there.
But try.